No? Okay. All right. Good morning, everyone. I'm sure you can all hear me. Please confirm if you can hear me and if you can see my screen so that we can start. Sorry, just trying to set up so that everything will be good. Good morning. Welcome to the market review. My name is Victor. I'm going to be your host for this morning review. So if you can hear me, please drop a yes, and if you can see my screen. Good morning. Good morning, Mr. Benga. Good morning. Good morning. Can you analyze and compare ESG GPU and daily taking trade using the fair value gap on another block? Okay, which provides a greater liquidity. Okay, all right. So we'll get to all that. We'll get to all of that. Let's just start something first. All right. Good morning, Mr. Akiana. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you so much. All right. Good morning. Good morning, Carlo. Good morning. All right. So let's quickly dive in. Let's start with the euro dollar. Now, one of the reasons why I like to start with the euro dollar is because the euro dollar is one currency pair from where we draw inference to some other major currency pairs like the Euro USD, GBP USD, NZD USD, you know, AUD USD too sometimes. We use it to draw inference because whatever happens to the Euro USD, most often than not, should happen to GBP USD, sometimes NZD USD also. Yeah. Good morning, Mr. Carlo. All right, so we could see that Euro USD has been on the upside from my daily time frame. From my daily time frame, you notice the euro dollar has been on the upside. So what you should have been doing to the euro dollar is buying. And yesterday we had some massive buys. I'm back to my 1 hour now. You can see yesterday we had massive buys. And even on Monday, Tuesday, we've had massive buys. Before then, it was ranging, you know. So now price is just trying to retrace from those 2 days massive buys because we had buy on Monday, we had a range, then buy, massive buy on Tuesday. Price will still keep going up, but before that time, it needs to do some level of retracement first. Mr. Felix, morning, sir. All right, it needs to do some retracement first, and we call it continuation pattern, which is let's look for possible areas where price might retrace to before it continues. So I have this area here. Okay, let me just put this. I have this area, one, that this is the fair value gap. Let me change this color. Now, the fair value gap is just like a magnet where price is drawn into. So price can enter into this level here, then pull up again. Okay. Then also we have this level two, this little one here. Before it pulls to the upside. So there are two possible areas on the euro dollar where price will most likely go up. So here is one, and here is two. Okay. Now, worst case scenario is price comes all the way. Worst case scenario, price comes all the way. But before, one thing can distort our analysis today, which is FOMC. There's FOMC today. Today is Wednesday 17th, so there's FOMC by 7 p.m. Hence, the market might stall a little, okay, waiting for FOMC. But all things being equal, if price is supposed to move technically, price should drop into this level or this level before continuing to the upside, right? So as much as you want to buy, you want to hold on first for price to give you that retracement before you pull up. This is a 4 hour fair value gap. 4 hours fair value gap on the euro dollar, 1 and 2. So price are drawn there. And on the fair value gap, you see that there's liquidity around here. There's liquidity below here, and there's also a lot of liquidity around here, so which can make price to go to the upside. Then to answer let's look at USD JPY. Okay, so USD JPY should be the opposite. Now, you see price has been doing some massive retracement. Let me start from my daily. So you see that price is trapped between these ranges, this range, this range, this range here. Okay. Now, this is a high. Price got to that high again, massive retracement. Now, after price came below, it respected this high here again and here again. And obviously, price has been respecting this low for a long time now, this low. So currently, price is between this high and this low. Now, we all know that USD/JPY has a natural uptrend, right? This is USD/JPY, and it has a natural uptrend. But sometimes the retracement can be massive. All right, so let's see if there's any possibility of buying. So let's go to 4 hours. I don't know why my chart is slow. So on 4 hours, you notice that this level price has been respecting this level. It hasn't dropped, it has been respecting this level. Okay, this level. And now price recently got to this level again. So what do you think should happen to USD JPY now? Should it be going up or should it keep going to the downside? Most likely. What do you think? It's an open question which I require your answers. D40 played you dirty yesterday, right? Yeah, it was going down. Yeah, I had a couple of positions there yesterday also, which refused to go up immediately, but they are back into massive profit now. I had to leave the trades from yesterday. That was D. I had to leave the trades from yesterday. So I can even start closing them now because they're in good profit already. Yeah. Okay. So I need your answers. Let me see. Up. That's for Euro USD JPY. Buy. Okay. So guys, we are buying the USD JPY. Right? We are buying USD JPY. I've already had my buy already. Likely up. Yes, you're correct. So I already have my buy. So yes, USD JPY because USD JPY, let's see, as of yesterday, gave us some bearish momentum, some good bearish. You can see yesterday, bearish momentum, which brought us back into this zone. If you can see, this zone is a zone that price has been respecting for a long time now. All right, this zone is where price has been respecting for a long time. So there's a very, very high chance that price will pull up. And you can obviously see this current 1 hour candle here, the 1 hour time frame. You can see the momentum of this candle right here. Once this candle successfully breaks above these previous levels right here, then we are in a massive buy. Obviously, it's going to be a buy. Obviously. So, and it's good that we are catching that buy very early right now. Okay. We are catching that buy very early right. Okay, so yes, USD JPY a buy. And sorry. So GBP JPY. Now, okay, so let me see if I can still get your question. Now, the challenge I have with the question is I think I'm going to have to answer that privately because it will take into our time, especially because we didn't even start early. So it's more like a training to do fair value gap, other blocks, comparing it with another currency. So GBP JPY here. Okay, this is GBP JPY. Let me take out all of this. Okay, so GBP/JPY also has that uptrend. It also has that uptrend. Good morning, Mr. Fem. Good morning. All right, so like I said, these zones I've marked here are the zones where buys will most likely be taking place, liquidity, and we've had buys around this level. We've had buys around this level, and most recently now we are having buys around this level. We're having buys around this level. So let's go to 4 hours. We're looking for entry points. Now, price has gone very high. So before we buy, we need price to do some level of retracement for us. Okay, this is 4 hours. And this is the fair value gap on the 4-hour time frame, which price has broken a bit. Price is not respecting this first. It has respected it once. Now it's pulling back down. There's not enough liquidity for it to push forward. So price needs to come lower to get more liquidity to keep pushing forward. So I would want to see GBP JPY go down first because it has broken below this level, right? It has broken below this level. If I keep extending it, you'll see this level, previous resistance, previous support. Now it's serving as resistance. So there is every tendency that price can either find liquidity here or possibly even around here. Okay. So it's still overall, it's still a buy, but the buy might not happen right now because price has already gone high, and you can see a break below these points we ought to be taking our buys from. Okay, so let's watch if price can come here before the buy, or worst case scenario is price comes all the way back here, all the way back here. Let me see where we've been having the buys, all the way back here. So if it comes into this level, this is where we are going to be having some much more significant buys. Right? If you can come into, I mean, this level all the way down. So now it has failed to go up from here. Let's see if it will go up from here. Worst case, it will go up from here. I would not want to be selling it. I'll wait for that buy. The buys go very fast. Sell can be massive, but if you are buying and it sells massively, like significant drawdown, massive loss that you're going to encounter, massive loss. Okay, so that's for GBP, JPY. Then, okay, very interesting instrument, Euro CHF. I've been expecting sales, and I think I gave us sell last week Wednesday here. I said we're looking out for possible sell. Now, price didn't give us that massive sell as expected. If I keep extending this level to the future, well, you can see that it didn't give us that buy also. It didn't give us that buy. This was Wednesday, last week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday, and today, Wednesday. So, yeah, I was expecting a sell and I expect it to drop further here. Why are we looking for sales? If you start from your daily time frame, all right, start from your daily time frame. If you zoom out more, you'll notice that Euro CHF is massively on the downtrend, like massively on the downtrend. So hence a sell is more preferred to buy. And the last time I was watching out for sell from these levels here, sell, which happened, yeah, which happened. Now price got to this point, it had some little hold up. Now it broke it, and I'm expecting it to come all the way here. That was why I gave us that sell last week. But price has been ranging. So price has been ranging. We've not had that much sell as we expect, but I'm still hoping and waiting for that sell. Not really hoping, waiting for that particular sell, right? So Euro CHF is still a sell. Euro CHF is still a sell. Euro CHF, we are still going down, and this is where price should be headed to. This is where price should come into these lows here. If you come into these lows, I wouldn't want to sell again. I want to see the reaction. If you to break it, retest, then I keep selling. If not, if it comes up again to this level, we start our sell again. Right? That's for Euro CHF. Good to see you again, Mr. Fed. USD CHF. USD CHF too has been on the downside. Let me see. Do I have that here? Yes, I do. USD CHF also has been on the downside. Let's see. Let me take this out. Okay. All right. So USD CHF also, if we start from a higher time frame, you also notice that this guy is on the downtrend. Oh, sorry about this. USD CHF, you can see from the very high time frame that this guy is on the downtrend, massively down, massively down. Okay. So I don't think I have this one preheaded It's not one of the instruments I trade often, so I don't have my analysis on it already. So these levels here are levels where massive sales can happen. And this is the most recent level where massive sell can also happen. Okay, so let me see. So I was expecting a break from here too. Obviously, I've seen it, but it's not one of the instruments I trade often. Just once in a while, once in a while. Okay, so now we've also broken below this particular level here. And I'm expecting a retest. So I'm not going to keep selling Euro future, USD CHF rather. I would want to see a retest. And don't forget, guys, today is FOMC, Federal Open Market Committee. It's the this is the committee in charge of setting the interest rate from the Federal Reserve of America, and their decision is going to be geared towards improving the dollar most time, right? But for the short run, their decision might weaken the dollar in the short run, but in the long run, strengthen it, or strengthen it in the short run, and in the long run, weaken it. Okay. So most likely they might increase the interest rate, which is going to improve the strength of the dollar. Whatever they are doing is to improve the dollar. Okay, is to improve the dollar. So right now we don't know either in the short run or the long run how it's going to affect the market. But what we are mostly interested in right now is how will I take advantage of this opportunity from my chart. So this is a possible level where we'll be looking out for sell. Price will most likely struggle inside of this area, uh, inside of this area here. Okay. So price will struggle inside of this area. This is a 4-hour fair value gap. So once price enters here, there's like a force pulling price into here. Once it does, it repels it back to the downside. Now, if price breaks these levels and goes to the upside, which I'm not sure it will, but if it does, then we'll want to see price come into these levels. We want to see price come into these levels here, especially here, to have another sell opportunity. All right. So the buy that's going to be having on USDCHF right now is a temporary buy, not a long-term buy. It's just a retracement to continue going down. Just like when we had this massive sell, you could see massive sell, you could see retracement first before continue selling. And it happens a lot. If you look at it well, you'll see after every significant sell, there's always going to be retracement before we keep selling again. Massive sell, retracement before we continue selling. All right. Massive sell, retracement. So obviously, retracement is part of the game. So expect the retracement. It might end up here. Worst case is this level, right? So that's for Euro CHF. Then let's go to D. You can see the massive fall for D yesterday. This is my 1 hour time frame, but price is trying to recover. As of this morning, it's trying to recover from that particular sell. All right. So unfortunately, we are seeing some rejections from that particular level. So I just need price to clear. If you want to look at it on the macro level, on the 15 minutes and 5 minutes time frame, let me see. We'll need price to do something for us. So you can see that price came into this level here. Price came into this particular level here. And so I need price to go above this level. So you see it. Once price can take out this last high before continue falling. Once price can take out this level, let me use a line. Let me just drop a line there. Okay, this is the highest point. Once price can go above this particular level here, then we're in business. It means that there's nothing stopping D from going to the upside. At least these are the points it will get to. is going to this level next. Then also, once you can take out that level, then D is obviously headed for this last high. Okay, so this is how it looks like on 15-minute time frame. This is how it looks like on the 1 hour time frame. So the D is coming back all the way to this upside, but you need to be patient with it or be patient for it. If it had taken you out yesterday, so sorry about that. But if you are still on that trade, if you didn't take your stop loss, if you are still in that trade, then it's fine. I didn't enter early. I entered around this zone, but you can see that it failed to go up immediately, went massively inside. But I'm already out of the drawdown now. I'm expecting my overall TP is all the way up here, so I'm expecting it to get here. But before it gets here, there are two hurdles around here, which is if I mark this level like this, remember that principle. Once price breaks a support, that support can potentially become what? Resistance. Now, this one is because of this level. Then this one right here, this blue line, is because of this particular level here. You can see I've already taken note of it. There's a lot of liquidity here. So price has swept all liquidity. We are only waiting for it to recover to the upside. And in case you were not in that trade since yesterday, it's time for you to jump in today. All right. For D, it's time for you to jump in today. So let me see if there are questions. Wow, so many questions. USD CHF, we've done that. CAD JPY will be, please, will be impact on the cut rate on gold. Yeah, it obviously affect you, obviously. In fact, I think more than currencies. USD card, why is it always in the sell? Is it that the CHF is stronger than almighty USD? Yes, sir, it is, Mr. Fem. It is actually. The CHF is a safe haven of all major currencies. Switzerland is a strong economy and not the strongest of economies, but whatever happens to the Switzerland, their economy is very stable. It doesn't fluctuate like the American economy, even European economies. It doesn't fluctuate even as the Japanese yen, and the likes of them. It's a very stable economy. And because of the fact that the biggest banks, that controls other major banks, they have it in Switzerland. Hence, they wouldn't want to do anything that will affect Switzerland, right? If you notice, most major wars, they don't join. Switzerland don't join them to fight. They don't join them. So it's a very, very stable economy. The currency is also doing well. So overall, when you compare the CHF with major currencies, you find out that the CHF dominates. In fact, against the euro, CHF dominates. I think we analyzed euro CHF just now, right? Euro CHF. Let me see if I can find that here again. Good. Now, any currency that is paired with CHF, that currency is in trouble. Yeah, take it from me. Any currency paired with CHF, that currency is in trouble, right? So if CHF is the base, if CHF comes first, it's going to be an uptrend. But if CHF is the second currency, like Euro CHF, CHF is the counter currency, comes second, then it's going to be a downtrend. That's why I told us that Euro CHF is on a downtrend, and I'm expecting a sell because Euro is the base. It's going to be weaker, the weaker currency. Then USD CHF. Since USD is the base, CHF comes second. It's going to be a downtrend. It will follow CHF, right? So if you look at CHF JPY uptrend, CAD CHF, right? It's going to be a downtrend. Anything that brings another currency before CHF is a downtrend. So what can someone do when the 4-hour time frame and the daily time frame doesn't align? Example is GBP. You need to wait for it. You will need to wait for it. You will need to wait for that alignment. So it's not every time you will have the trade immediately to enter. Like we have USJPY now a buy. There are times where you need to wait for that alignment before you enter the buy. Right? Just like I told us about which one are we waiting for? We are waiting for Euro USD to edge down first before we continue buying, right? So sometimes you need to wait for it. One need to understand that anatomy of each instrument. Yes. So that's why I said um whatever instrument you are trading, it's not just on the chart. Sometimes you need to read about those instruments. Read about your USJPY, read about your GBP understand what moves it. It helps. It's beyond our technical analysis that we look at, beyond fundamental. Just go to Google, type in the currency you are trading. All I need to know about USD CHF, all I need to know about Euro CHF, you know, different searches, different prompts. ChatGPT can help you too to give you so much details. All right. So we need that. Let's see. Where's our gold? Okay. Gold has been up. I said enjoy that up. Oh. I told us last week Wednesday that any moment you can experience some downward movement, which has not happened yet. Even me, I can't tell you exactly when, but I know it's like a time bomb and it's going to happen. And when it happens, it might not come back to that your buy. When it happens, it might not come down to that your buy. All right. So this is our beloved gold. This is where price will most likely be attracted to again to keep buying. This is a 4-hour fair value gap, but the fair value gap is a massive one. Hence, price might dip way inside of it before going to the upside, especially because there's liquidity line below. Let me look at it on 1 hour. Okay, this is how it looks like on 1 hour. So inside of this point here, you can expect price to reverse and start going to the upside. Worst case scenario is this level right now. If it doesn't take the high, which is up here, if it doesn't take the highs, it might take the lows. Okay, so within this range, from here to here, I expect gold to reverse. Okay, I expect gold to reverse and keep pushing to the upside. But if it breaks all of this level, is headed down, like let me see. I think I showed us where price will most likely come into. Okay, so price will most likely, yes, come into this level here. Where is that on my 1 hour time frame? Okay, so if that sell starts, this is where you can wait for it. This is where you can wait for it, or you join the sell. Either you join the sell or you wait for it around this point here. So let me still bring this forward. I'm not saying that sell will happen right now. Even me, I can't tell you exactly when. It depends on price. It depends on price. In economics, there's something we call what ought to be and what is. No matter how you analyze, there's still some room for error. We call it white noise. There are certain elements that you cannot 100% account for, right? Now, gold is still massively bearish. It's still bullish, massively bullish to the upside. So we are just experiencing some drawdowns from that massive move that we've had for the last, we had this move on Monday. It's edged up a little bit yesterday, but we are seeing some retracement, and the retracement might bring us inside here to continue or all the way back down for us to start that buy again. That is all I can tell you for gold right now. Then US 100. US 100 enjoy that upward movement. US 100 is still massively bullish. And when was that? I think this is Tuesday, Monday, Friday, Thursday, Wednesday. It told us to expect a short retracement, then a continuous movement to the upside. I was actually expecting it here. It didn't get here before it kept buying, which is still fine. It's still massively to the upside. So what am I expecting this guy to do now is this. So anywhere from here, if I thought you see price starting to sell, anywhere around here, then we can start buying. All right, to continue that upward movement. There's nothing much to this, guys. It's just looking for entry points, looking for entry points to buy. That's all, or looking for entry points to sell. All right, for indices, most likely we're just looking for entry points to buy. That's all. Okay, it's still an option. Can I write it down? Write it down. I'm not sure. Type it. I'm sorry, we don't have that time right here. But like that's why I said you can Google it. You can Google it about CHF. You can Google it, sir. You can just Google it. Or ChatGPT will give you much more information in one place, right? Okay. So US 30. I don't think I have it here. I'll need to bring it up. Okay. Put this one up. All right. So on my US 30, it's still uptrend. Like I said, all we are just doing is we are looking for entry points. Right? We're just looking for entry points and entry points. So basically, for our US 30, what we want to see our price do is to give us some good enough retracement into a good point of interest for us to do a buy. Now, this is how you want to do it. I don't need to go to my daily again because clearly we've seen that this is an uptrend. Clearly, it's an uptrend daily. So on my 4 hours, this is what I want to mark. I would like to mark first this level. I want to see there's something I do, and I find it to be true most often than not. And if you can replicate it to help you find entry points, which is if I see a high, and after that high, there was a massive retracement, then price went up to break that high. What I will do is I will mark that high. Once price comes down to it, I want to buy. So this is an example of such highs. Now, price created this high by massive retracement, came back there, and it took it out. So wait for it. See, it retraced back to it and kept buying, right? Good. Now, there's another one here, although this one is not as massive as this previous one. There's this one here. Okay, so you can see price is at that point now. All I need is for price to break out and not come back. So if I want to follow my structure now, my structure will be giving me something like this. I need price to take out any previous high, which is, this is the last high that price created. The moment price can go above this high, the moment price can go above this particular high. So for those using 15 minutes time frame to look at it, we refine it. The moment price can go above, a little above this high, break it, then we are in business in buy. We are in business in buy. But as long as price doesn't go above this high, then we are still going to be selling. All right. If price doesn't go above that high, we're still going to be selling. So we need price to go above that high. Okay, we need price to go above this particular high. So this is what I'm talking about. If it can do this, then we'd expect some retracement before that final movement. So here is going to be your first TP all the way to where that buy started from. Let me see. Okay, so all the way to the upside here. That's the overall TP. Okay, so that's what I'm expecting for US 30. It's going to be a buy. In fact, you can start buying it now, but until, so if you start buying it now, this is the risk you face. Price can go as high as this and then start coming back down again. But if you wait for price to take out this high and retrace, then it's the possibility of it coming back once it starts going, it's very slim. The possibility of it coming back once it starts going is very slim. I'm sure some of you have entered the USD already, and I'm sure you are in profits. So US 30 is still a buy, but for us to actually confirm our buy, is a buy, but the confirmation is not yet solid. Okay, confirmation is not yet solid. What else? What else are we going to look at? Okay, CHF JPY. Remember, I told you when CHF is the base comes first, that it follows CHF. If CHF is the base currency, the one that comes first is an uptrend. If CHF is not the base, it is the one that comes second, it's going to be a downtrend. So this is CHF JPY. And on CHF JPY, CHF comes first. It's obviously going to be an uptrend. Obviously an uptrend. Now, if I check for my daily time frame, you will see this guy is clearly an uptrend, and it's a very massive uptrend. Okay, so this is one of the instruments that if you want to trade, get some good entries. Yeah, so since Monday last week, no, Tuesday last week, right? Tuesday last week, been having some buys. After a good retracement, have that buy again. If you can see, this is Tuesday, uh, Monday, Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, and Monday. So you can see after this massive drop again. So use that same technique I showed you, which is what? A high that was taken out. This is a high that gave us a massive retracement, right? So if I were to capture this high and this high, so you see something like this. So you find entry. Now, this is if I'm buying around here, it just give me some drawdown, but it comes back, finally still in profit, right? Good. So then also have another one here. Okay, so it doesn't waste time before it pulls up. It doesn't waste time before it pulls up. So CHF JPY. So I think a lot of persons didn't know. I didn't know it too initially. But since I knew it, any currency I'm trading against the CHF is in trouble. Right? So hence I want to bank on it. But you need to wait for your entry points. You need to still understand how to analyze it. Doesn't mean you should just go and be buying it or selling it randomly at any point. Yes, even if it go in your favor, it might go immediately if you are lucky. Worst case, you will have some drawdowns before it finally goes. So you can see massively, we had some massive buys yesterday. So today price is just trying to retrace. So can be waiting for it somewhere around here for us to keep buying CHF JPY again. Then one said USD card, USD card. So sorry, USD card. Uh, I don't like taking this volume. Okay. So USD Canadian dollar. All right. So obviously, this guy is supposed to be an uptrend. This is my weekly time frame. I don't have much information, but on my daily. Okay, so you have it as an uptrend. It's just that sometimes dollar can go on break, while the Canadian dollar will just come crashing, you know. So uh, this also, this levels here. Now, price has now done this by taking out this levels right here. So price came into this point. So when it comes to USD and Canadian dollar, I don't like interfering because the dollar is obviously the dominant currency in that particular pair, but the dollar is not dominating well. Like it can just be on break for a while, and the Canadian dollar will just take advantage massively, such as what you are seeing currently, right? Such as what you are seeing currently. So my strategy doesn't work so much on USD card due to the nature of the USD card movement. Now, what I mean is, if you are going to be trading USD card, you most likely are going to be a swing trader. Swing trader, it means that you don't mind waiting for your trade for a long time, right? You don't mind waiting for your trade for a long time. Now, obviously, the kind of structure that price is painting is bullish. But you notice that there is this overall resistance level, which price has just broken before as a support, price has broken, that can hinder price from going to the upside. All right. So as much as you want to buy, say you buy, hoping price continues, and you see this massive sell. You buy, you see this massive sell, right? So for now, price is trading around this level here. For now, price is trading around this level. So yes, we can buy the USD card right now, but don't buy it beyond this point here. Don't buy beyond this point here. I think dollar has some good strength this morning. So that's why USJPY, like, so it can be going to the upside. But don't buy beyond this particular point. Yes, don't buy beyond this particular point. USD card also is giving us some bullish momentum. Then coffee, my dearly beloved coffee. Now, coffee has been giving strong upward trend, right? Strong upward trend. And I marked this zone. I think I marked this zone 3 weeks ago or so. I marked this zone that this is that point I'm expecting it to get to. I think at the point where it broke out of this level, I said it's going to have challenge here. If it breaks out of this level, if you can retest, then this is where it's headed. Now, it looks like it has gotten there, and we are beginning to have some sell momentum, right? You need to have some sell momentum. Now, this is not the, this is like the last high price created. So it's going to take a lot for price to come and create a new high on coffee. It's going to take a lot. So there's a high chance that we are going to be pushing to the downside and possibly back to this level right here. Okay, possibly back to this level right here. So all we are going to be doing is to follow our market structure for sell, which means that on my 15 minutes time frame, I would want to see some retracement into this level. This is a 15 minutes fair value gap for me to have a sell. All right. If you look at it on 1 hour, you might not find that entry easily. And on 1 hour, for you to find entry, you might want price to come back into this level right here, which is still like almost aligning, right? Which is still almost aligning this level and the fair value gap, which is still aligning. Now, if it's going to be supply and demand will take the last buy before the massive sell all the way here. So irrespective, I don't expect price to go past this zone. I don't expect another push to the upside. I expect more of sell, say this point, then all the way, like all the way. It might not get here, but worst case, if it gets here. Once it gets here, then we can look forward to that buy momentum again. Now, what it's trying to do is to come down, gain enough momentum to be able to break this high. This is on 4 hours, to be able to break this high and create a new high for us. Okay. So that's for coffee right now. So if you are trading coffee, you can take some clue into from the analysis that I just did now to trading coffee. So I think let me see questions before we call it a day. I expect okay US 2000. Let's see. It's been a while, Mr. Ken. Yes, let's see. Okay. So I now the major focus is basically to strengthen the dollar. It's just like what is OPEC's job? OPEC's job is to regulate and to make sure that the oil producing nations are also making their money, but not too much at the expense of the consumers, right? So whenever oil prices are falling, you find that OPEC will step in. Now, dollar has not been doing great of recent. So it's natural that whatever the uh, FOMC, the Federal Market Committee, will do is to do everything possible to make sure that the dollar gets strengthened. And what makes sense right now is to cut interest rates, right? To temporarily improve the strength of the dollar. You don't need more dollar in circulation. You don't need more dollar. You need to cut interest rate to reduce borrowing, right? Once you do that, the available dollar becomes valuable in the short run, right? So, but in the long run, investors wouldn't be able to have access to funds. The economy will slow down later in the long run because businesses are not getting access to loans and the likes of it. So, but in the short run, I expect it to favor the US dollar. Now, alternatively, if it doesn't favor the US dollar now, they might have a plan. They might have a plan, an alternative plan, which is okay, increase the interest rates, let the dollar fall more, but we are going to use that to entice more investors into the economy so that in the long run, let's say in the next 2, 3 months, dollar is going to be massively strong, like massively strong. So in the short run, you might have the dollar being weakened, but it's not going to be weakened for long. Now, when you are trading it online here, it might take a few days. All right. So hopefully by next week, dollar should be very strong when it comes to our own trading, if at all it becomes weak at the moment. So that's my analysis and expectations for the FOMC for today. Okay. Okay. Now, how do you trade it? There's no absolute way to trade it. Your pending orders is fine, but one thing I also know is that most times, more than 65, 70% of the time, FOMC goes two directions, which is one direction first, then the other direction. So if it goes down now, you probably wait for it to get to a point of interest for you to buy it, to go up. Or if it goes up, wait for it to get to a point of interest for you to sell it. Most times it goes two directions. Most times, right? Most times two directions. Yeah, so we'll call it a day here for today. How many of you are in the buy for D? I'm sure you have. You've made some fun. Let me know if you took the buy. Let me know if you took the buy for D before we go. If you took the buy for D, and if you're in profit, my profit keeps growing on D. Nobody took the buy. Okay, it's all right. So thank you very much for your time this morning. Looking forward to having a very, very profitable day. My name is Victor, and I'm going to see you next week, Wednesday. But I hope to see you in our offices for training. Pardon us, we don't have enough time to be doing trainings here. But if you can contact us, if you can come for a training, or you want some private trainings, maybe especially if you're a VIP client, one-on-one sessions and the likes of them, so you are going to get that. Just if you need from me, just contact me. My number is 080-265-82493. Let me drop it here. Let me drop it here. Okay. So 080-265-82493. I'm Victor, but they call me Bishop, right? So let me know if you need some clarifications on a strategy or two. Okay, took the buy and profit. Oh, that's good. If you need clarification on a strategy or two, or you need my help in any way to become profitable, please don't fail to reach out to me. Thank you very much. See you another time.